Blam. Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Chocolatiers. We're playing on an early night for us, not our usual night, because of so many reasons. And we are excited to roll dice and have a good time and play Dungeons and Dragons, and are totally prepared on this Friday night / Saturday afternoon. My name is Dee. I'm the Dungeon Master. I will be guiding our wonderful players through this game. Say hi, wonderful players.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Let's go ahead and go through some introductions. I'm not even centered on my webcam. Is it this way?
I just
Never can
moved
remember.
it. I was like, I know what
Struggle.
Dee's gonna do. I know Dee has got the chair there. So I'm like, okay, I'll line it up with the chair
Swivel.
because I know that you'll slowly move back to the middle of your chair.
To the center. Yep.
But
Yep. Struggle. What if I
So
like
good.
scoot back a little bit so it's like a smaller head in perspective? Yeah. Let's go ahead and introduce our wonderful players. Natalie, tell us about yourself.
hello. If you didn't know already, I play Natalie. I also control the cameras, so every now and then I yell at people for not staying still. Actually, not really. I just change it. I just mess with it. I just fuck around. Everyone can live their life. They can live outside of the bounds of their webcam if they like. It's just Jess. I exist on the internet though. I have a cat on my lap, so I can't do much else except just roll. So hopefully I don't need to do anything else.
Yeah. Luckily for us, all we need from you today is dice and roleplay. So
I should probably take some notes, but you know.
yeah, you've got a cat. More
Yeah.
pressing issues. Speaking of
Remember
more
who.
pressing issues, Eminence.
Eminence has so many pressing issues, none of which will be addressed today or maybe ever. Yeah, hi, I'm Nicole. I play Eminence. She is a tiefling, warlock, mean girl, rich bitch, all the tropes because she's my first character I ever made. And what else do you do but make all the tropes?
Yes, we love some good tropes, though.
Yeah, we love her. And she has a sister.
She does. Oriana, the sister of Eminence. Tell us about yourself.
That's me. Hi, I am Lefton. I play Oriana, also a tiefling. She's a war cleric, and I love her very much. She's also quite tropey. She's grumpy and angry, but I have no excuses because I've had many characters. I just like to play into them because it's easy. And I'm also a very angry person, so that's
And tropes are
super easy.
tropes for a reason because they're good.
Exactly. It's a
They're
we're
compelling.
playing classic characters, basically.
Well, I look forward to seeing those classic characters get into trouble over the course of today's session because I have no idea what's going to happen. Over the past few episodes and weeks and months, the players have been investigating a series of disappearances located at a small village called The Pot, a local hot spring village. After entering what seemed to be some sort of time loop and finding all of the missing people, the party was able to find the problem at the core of this time loop, a very powerful chronomantic spell that was protecting a phylactery and a small, about baseball sized skyrock. The proximity of the skyrock to the spell was disrupting it and keeping people trapped inside for some still unknown reason. However, the players, not quite sure how to solve this problem, called upon the favor of one of their old acquaintances, Telenalat, a devil under the command of Mephistopheles, the father of the two sisters. After some hard to call it bargaining, but lots of communication and discussion and lots of yelling, Telenalat agreed to take the phylactery back to Mephistopheles as a gift and solve the time loop problem by removing the skyrock that was warping the magic around it. Shortly afterwards, party Telenalat did that, and the party awoke to find themselves back in the proper version of the village, the not time loop version of the village, along with all of the missing individuals who had been gone for, in some cases, days, in some cases, weeks, and in some cases, months. As a result of their success, they were met and lauded by the citizens of the pot and relaxed and partied all night long. So, without further ado, is there anything that you want to do the night of returning back? When you first came out of the time loop, it was about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and there was a big celebration. I remember, Emmy, you had a conversation with Silence that was a bit loaded.
No. What? Emmy?
There,
No.
there was celebration, hugging, crying. Was there anything that you wanted to do on that night of back in the real world?
We should let our employer know what happened.
I did.
Yeah,
Send them a
you.
letter.
Ori sent
Oh,
off
you did. Oh, that's
a
right.
birdie.
I forgot about that. Yep.
I was doubting myself for a second. I'm like, no, I definitely did that. I did that.
If I remember right, you told them about the phylactery, the skyrock, and the dragon, right?
We didn't tell them about the.
Phylactery, right? Because
No, we didn't tell them
we were
about the
like,
rock.
then they're
because
gonna
we-
ask
We didn't tell them
where
about
it
the
is.
rocks because they're wanting to collect rocks, and
Right.
you know, we told them about the phylactery, and I think we told them about the Leviathan, but with like very, very sparse details because we're like, it's asleep, not gonna do anything.
And not doing anything, yeah.
But we did not mention the rock this time because
Gotcha.
they want the rock, and we sent the rock away, and we don't want to get
Oh,
in
that's
trouble.
right. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. So you mentioned the phylactery and the dragon to your parent organization. Great. We'll just time skip past the debrief, recounting the adventure to Kinsey. You've got the help of Thrinarv Largegut. You've got Quinn. You've got the rest of the gang all back in town. So, if there's nothing else, then we'll pass through the celebration in brief and move on to the next morning with a long rest. Great.
I think, yeah, that should be it. I guess just while we're celebrating, I guess just making sure that everything's in order.
Sure. What does that look like for you? What does that mean?
I mean, I guess for us, like, there are people here that don't live here. So, like, I guess making sure they're all set up with somewhere to stay. Like the adventurers, for instance. They, you know, I'm sure they can handle themselves, but I more meant like, you know, they've just gone through a pretty harrowing experience, making sure that they're all, like, just make
so
sure everyone's
they're-
comfy
they're-
and comfortable and everything seems to be in order.
Yes, they are able to stay at the Tengboche Spa, along with Thrinarv and the rest of you and your remaining belongings. The Tierson family, Yona and Meili and Fallen and Tomas, they've rented out. They're basically living in a family home because Yona has her family going back from this location. Who else is there? Baldo lives there, so he's fine. Hadrian's family lives there, but he basically lives at the Ridden's Dredge.
Yeah.
Because he has an allergy to the sulfur. And the rest of the patients for Ridden's Dredge still seem to be taken care of by the by Quinn and the rest of the gang.
Does it seem like they're happy to stay there though? Like, you know, this stuff happened because they were there. Like they're still pretty comfy being there still?
Yeah, Yeah. They don't necessarily seem traumatized. They seem to understand the situation.
Yep.
The person who seems to take it the most difficult is what's his name? No, Von Bure. Von Bure basically saw himself as like a protector for these people. He's been around for longer than Quinn, so he took it really hard that he wasn't able to do that, even though it's this weird situation that was totally out of his control. He still kind of took basically he inflicted the blame on it himself, and with copious amounts of alcohol, sort of unveiled all of this over the course of the evening, that he felt terrible about the whole situation and was like considering retiring and leaving. And I imagine there was some sort of heartfelt conversation from the three of you, from Thrinar, from Herod, and Akbanok. Well, Akbanok not talking so much, but supporting him and showing him that he is valuable despite not being able to protect everyone. Because he still was protecting people, just not. He was keeping them alive in the time loop, not from the time loop.
Yeah, he like helped us like with the whole subterfuge, get him stabbed, like unearth who
Yeah.
was killing people things. Like he helped.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were
yeah.
a little bit. I say we. I
There-
was maybe a little mean to him, and I think I would be apologizing for that, but just stressing
You
that
saw
it was...
him from different angles. There were some time loops where you went in, you were like, let's be friends. And then there were some times that you went in and you were like, listen, shithead.
Yeah, about that. So they remember the time loop. Did they remember all of it?
Oh no.
Or did they just remember the last cycle where everything got fixed?
Nope.
Because,
They
oh
have
no.
their memories of all of the loops that they survived.
Or at whatever moment we're sitting around in the tavern drinking and that kind of, we realize that is the case, I'm going to kind of lean over to Oriana and just be like, we should probably leave town somewhat soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. At no point in time did I ever think about the consequences of our actions.
And do we ever?
I think Natalie would be heartfeltedly apologizing to them, especially like Quinn and stuff, who she gave a pretty hard time to, and just kind of explaining
that's
that like
the thing. You have those people have like different memories of you.
Yeah.
And part of the evening is them like reconciling those different versions of you. Because one day they come in and you're super helpful and you explain the situation, and then another day, they're just like, "Wow, this person's an absolute twat."
Yeah, but I guess
So
like
they
it's about the different approach though, because like Oriana and Eminence are like, we're just gonna scoot, like fucking get out of here, and Natalie will be openly addressing it, just like, yo, I said some shit. Hopefully D is okay.
Hopefully it was just cat.
Sorry.
No,
sorry,
you're
sorry.
right. I said things. I don't. Where did I cut off?
People reconciling their memories about you.
Yes, so I was just saying the main thing was just trying to, like, Oriana and Eminence want to, like, run. And they're like, no, I don't want to deal with this. And Natalie is approaching it head on and just going like, hey, I know that I was a dick sometimes, but it was because we'd been dealing with it for a while and we knew what we needed to do. Sorry about that. I don't think that you're a shithead. I just wasn't really sure how to handle it in the moment. I will work on myself and get better.
They take it different ways. Quinn is like, it's fine. You very clearly had information that we didn't, and you were working against the clock. Even though the clock was resetting, you only had so much time each day to try and get things done. Paranel Serpentwind, he's a little bit more uptight about it, and at one point over the course of the evening, he comes over to apologize, and very clearly he's being like poked and prodded by other people behind him. Like he walks up and he's like, like checks back, and Quinn is in the background, like he's like, "Thank you for saving us. I have this," and he holds out a small parcel to the three of you.
I'll leave that to one of the others to pick up.
Yeah, sure. I'll grab it.
Yeah.
I think.
Go ahead and roll 1, 2,
Oh,
3,
sorry.
4, 5, 6. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
There's a 6. Is that good or is that bad?
Awesome. You take the parcel. It's rather small. It's about this big.
What do I feel like Oriana's kind of the person that doesn't like open birthday presents in front of other people. Like I don't know if she's gonna want to open this at the table, if she's just gonna look at the others and be like, is this
I
an
was just
open this now? Is this an open this later?
gonna say, I feel like the whole like taking gifts, setting them aside to open privately is a very upper class
Yeah.
thing. Like that's the polite thing to do.
Mhm.
Also, I
Yeah.
think in this instance, it would appear that what am I saying? Natalie wouldn't know any of this, but it would appear like they want you to know what's in it because he's been given it potentially by everyone. But it's up to Oriana. Oriana's holding it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say thank you and put it on the table. And if he like prompts us to open it, I suppose we will. But
No,
not my
it's very
first.
clearly like you take it and you say thank you, and he was like, and he's just glad to be done with the engagement. Turns around and walks away.
I will call out to him, and hopefully, because we're in a bar, I will offer him a drink.
Yeah, make a perception check for me.
Okie dokie.
And the rest of you can make perception checks as well.
I hate when you have it like the browser just not open enough and it like condenses all your shit. It's really annoying. Ooh, I forgot I have +6. Fucking hell, 18.
Oh my god.
Damn.
I picked my dice set based on that first roll, and it's doing well for me. So I've got a 19.
I have
18,
a 6.
yeah. Ori and Natalie, as you kind of call out to him, very clearly, like you see him get like 3 steps, you say his name, and even from behind, you hear him just say, "Shit." And he turns around. You kind of offer a drink, and he reluctantly agrees, with a bit more alcohol over the rest of the evening. He does open up and relax a little bit more, but it still very much is like a small town sheriff sort of thing.
Yeah.
And y'all came in and cleaned up the problem in his town, and you didn't follow his rules, and you didn't consult him, and now you're the town heroes. He's been the sheriff for dozens of years, and you 3 foreigners. So it's that sort of vibe.
Yeah.
He's
We also-
outwardly
We
nice.
actively called him useless
Yeah.
many times
Yep.
to his
Yeah.
face.
Look, but also, I do feel like Natalie would have dealt with people like this in the past. I think
Oh, yeah.
she would absolutely be like, it is my fault. I should have not done that. So he would be like, oh, like, thanks for helping out. And she'd be like, no, thank you for your time. Just absolutely schmoozing. But
That's persuasion, right? You're not trying to deceive him for his
No.
ego. You're actually genuinely make a persuasion check for me.
Sure. Okay, I have plus nothing, but that's a 15.
I thought we were gonna say +9.
I know.
No. My intimidation is a +4.
So you said a 15 total?
Yeah, 15 total.
Yeah. By the end of the night, he's totally like invested. He's come around on you. He still has like these hangups about out of towners, but it's not you're no longer you people, if
Mm.
that makes sense. The three of you are no longer you people. It's the three of you are Natalie, Emmy.
It's not you
Um,
suck. It's Natalie, Emmy, and Oriana suck.
Which is
I love that.
improvement.
Yeah, it is.
yeah. Yeah, over the course of the evening, a couple of more people come by and bring gifts as rewards. Natalie and Emmy, if the two of you could also roll a d6 for me.
I got a 1.
1.
I am. Come on, roll. Yes, good D&D Beyond. 5.
5. Great. Over the course of the evening, you find yourself with a bag that seems to be filled with like red fabric. In addition, you receive a small leather pouch that has like a whole bunch of different tiny little pockets on it. Looks like the sort of thing that would fit inside of a larger pack.
Was that
I
to
will
me
say
or
because
to Eminence?
it was more collective to all
right.
three of you.
Okay.
Spending time talking to Paranel after a couple of drinks, he does reveal what he got you. Basically, it is a monocle of identification. You have 3 charges. You can use a charge to cast Identify on yourself for, what is it, 60 seconds? Or no, it's per item, right?
I guess.
Identify. All right, D&D Beyond, why you gotta be like this? Instantaneous, yeah. So 3 times a day.
Oh.
And charges
Wait, so
reset.
it's got 3 charges and it resets. Nice.
Yeah, at dawn.
That's a nice gift.
And it's not so much that he got it; it's he has had it for a while and hasn't had a use for it.
The re-gift.
Yeah.
Seems pretty useful.
Awesome.
If I get a moment where it's like not super obvious, like not while everyone's looking or anything, but I would like to have a look at that little pouch with all the pockets and just see, like, is there anything in it? Does it seem like anything other than just a nice pouch? Because that'd be handy too.
Yeah. You pop it open and it appears to be empty. And you open up pouch by pouch, pocket by pocket by pocket by pocket, and each of the pockets are empty.
Okay. For jewelry. Hold it up to Aery and just be like,
Many pockets for jewelry.
I think Oriana's probably decently uncomfortable with a whole load of people just being like, have a present, have a present, have a
Yeah,
present.
the presents are the standout things. It's more so people want to buy you drinks.
that I
So
feel like she'd be
probably-
okay with.
Yeah, that's probably okay, but Oriana wouldn't be like heavily drinking, because just in case some demons pop up and be like, Dad doesn't like the present.
True, very true. That's why Emmy is heavily drinking.
Yeah, somebody's got to keep their wits about them.
Yes. So I would say, with your knowledge of Dad and how things work, you would expect Talinalat wouldn't even mention you in giving the gift. He would try to take as much credit as possible, unless it like super backfired, and then he would immediately shift the blame to you.
Yeah.
So it's two extreme situations. That's generally how conversations work in the Nine Hells.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's a gift. It's for you. Oh, I got it for you. Of course. You don't like it? It's a regift. It's originally from the girls.
And I told them it was a bad idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was trying to protect them by pretending it was from me. But I could never lie to you.
Mm-hmm. Always politicking. Great.
Yeah, I don't know that there's much else to cover, really.
I do want to fix Duck. That's still the plan.
Yeah.
I do still have remove curse prepared
Do
to
you want to do
uncurse
that
Duck.
that night, or do you want to wait until tomorrow? Because right now it's like celebration mode.
If you mention wanting to uncurse Duck, maybe we should not do that at night in case he panics. Flies away. I wouldn't want him getting hurt in the dark.
Fair enough. I do kind of think no matter what we do, he will fly away once he's a Duck again.
Yes. Also, perhaps not the best idea to do it while everyone else is drunk. They may make some unpleasant assumptions about us.
Actually, maybe we just don't do it in front of people at
Mhm.
all. The
Mm.
vibe here isn't exactly, it's not completely positive. He's just gonna kind of shoot a glance at man, I can't do names today.
Paranel?
Arenell?
Yeah. Just like he doesn't love us.
Mm. Maybe we just tell the nursing staff so that nobody thinks that we murdered Duck when we leave.
Yeah. That's some good thinking, Emmy. Thanks. It's a kind of sarcastic.
Yeah, I
Not
know.
like it's genuine, but it's not like, oh, thank you. You're so smart. It's just like, yeah, that's a good plan. I don't want us to die, kind of
I'm
thing.
already kind of side-eyeing you because, like, you just want to help someone for no personal gain.
Hey, twice.
And you
Twice
said it
in
was
one
a good
day.
idea of mine.
I'm very tired.
This has broken Ori.
She's if she look, if she notices this, she's never gonna be nice to anybody again. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
exactly.
go with she's very tired and she's
Yeah.
not paying attention to the fact that she's being nice and saying thank you, and that's not a usual thing.
Mm. I'm
But
doing that
yeah,
thing where I'm kind of like smirking, but like I know that if I say anything, like I so badly want to say something, but if I say anything, you'll never be nice again.
yeah, nah, if we're fixing Duck tomorrow, I have nothing else I want to do for the night.
Awesome. Make an Arcana check for me.
What is my Arcana? Oh yeah, +1. That's pretty shit. Oh, that's a 9, so that's a 10, so that's pretty shit.
And yeah, like when thinking about how you would fix Duck, there are a number of different ways to there are a number of different ways in which one creature can become another creature. Um, some of them are spells, some of them are curses, some of them are magic items, some of them are just like enchantments or magical effects. Um, and all of those have different solutions on how they can be undone. Um, Yeah, that's what you get with the 10.
That's a good point because I had just assumed that it was a curse and I was just going to remove curse. I do also have Dispel Magic. Don't know how many spells I want to pump into this poor duck man.
Duck. Yeah. Awesome. Anything else?
Nothing roleplay, but while I was writing down the items that we were just gifted, I remembered we have a piece of fabric that is actually a hole to another pocket dimension.
Portable hole. Yeah.
Who's in possession of that?
You, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
congratulations.
Yeah, cool. I will note it. Thank you.
Like 90% sure you still have it because you were the one who picked it up and you were the one who used it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You also have the 8 magical books that you got from the study. And then
It might actually be a good thing that my boyfriend is coming because then I can send him back into town with the books. 'Cause I don't want to carry those around.
yeah, you've also got the Book of Names
Yes.
and a couple of Aery's notebooks. Yes. Great. Yeah, the rest of the party passes. It gets late at night, and eventually you head back and pass out. And you get to take a long rest. You've got your level up to level 10. Dawn rises on a brand new day, and the three of you find yourselves with no pressing threat. No urgent need. You're at a hot spring. You're the local heroes. You saved the town. You got the gifts. You drank the alcohol. Now what?
I don't know.
I mean, we had 2 avenues, right? Before we came here. We could
Yes.
head north and go to
Right. There was the option that was going past where Natalie is from, right?
Yeah, we could go to the steps because there was talk of ghosts or something.
So what it said in the letter,
Really long time
and because I
ago.
got it up here,
Oh, good.
2 similar stones, 1 large stone in Olsen. And Olsen, we've had a lot of roads lead to Olsen, but Olsen is also on the other side of the map for us currently. And also, we have had the one under the possession of a clan of orcs north of Frovale, near the head of the blue line of the Pikes Range, which is just north of us now. So technically, if we want to be like most efficient about it, we should probably go north, then head west and go to Olsen. But a lot of roads are leading to Olsen because we had like the map of Olsen, we had the citizenship of Olsen that what's her name had. So a lot of roads are leading there, and plus there was also the winged soldiers from Valater that were also from Olsen. So yeah, that's probably like big stuff. But if we want to be most efficient, we could go north, deal with that, and then go west.
Do we want to 100% this or speedrun it?
Depends if you want to go potentially and see some orcs.
I want to see some orcs so badly. I want Natalie backstory. I want Natalie trauma. I feed on it. Yeah, in character.
I think that would be what she would be explaining as well. that, because we mentioned, I'm pretty sure at the drop-off point that we were thinking of doing both. Because we were saying we were going to go to the pot and then we were going to head north. Obviously now we've had a lot more things that lead to Olsen than just the winged soldiers that we found. But yeah, it still feels like the most effective thing to do, because otherwise you're backtracking if they want to go get that sorted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And going straight to Olsen, even if it's the heart of everything, what if we're missing like an important part of this picture by skipping a rock?
And also, like, we don't even know if they need all of it. If there is something that's going on and they're like collecting it for that reason, like maybe they need all of it. So it might be good to pick up the little parts that we can.
Yep. Agreed.
But yeah, I think that's the plan.
That's the plan. We planned a plan.
While you were away, there were several newcomers who did arrive at the pot who didn't understand what was happening, but just like it was basically Coachella that one night and they had no idea why, and you three were the headliners. So the next morning, you are approached by first what looks to be an orc. 6.5 foot tall, full blooded, wearing a surprisingly well fitted like linen shirt. And he's got like a travel sack over his shoulder. And Natalie, you recognize him as relatively young. His tusks are just starting to come into full size. And he approaches the three of you and says,
Well, all the excitement last night must have missed something. Mind if I have some breakfast with the talk of the town?
Well, we won't be cooking any, but you're welcome to eat beside us.
I'd love to find out what brings the three of you to all of this excitement and where you came from as well. I understand there was some sort of disappearance situation.
You hadn't heard of that prior to coming here?
No? I was hoping to do a few shows and move on, but
Shows?
audience wasn't really willing the past few nights.
Tell us more about your shows. Are you a musician?
Would that I were so dexterous. No, I am a juggler.
and he pulls his pouch up to the table, and inside you can see like different balls of different sizes, like tennis balls and basketballs, and just a whole bunch of different spherical objects.
Juggling's my trade, and I'm always interested in looking for a new port of call. But the town here has been a bit incapacitated for the past few days. So what happened?
It's a really long story, but basically everything's fixed now.
Oh, great. I guess I'll have to get the story from someone else then.
It's not that I just
Oh,
to
no, I
sum it up
understand.
in like a few sentences. People were disappearing. We found them, and now everything's fine, and there will be no further problems. Hopefully.
That is good. I will say it is good that three beautiful individuals such as yourself were able to help people in such a good way.
We try our best. I need a read on this guy.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Please.
Who just is like, I hear everyone's talking about
Yeah.
you. I'd like to know your story. Like,
I'd like to have
What?
breakfast with you and ask you a bunch of questions.
Trying to figure out, I'm like, okay, is this guy trying to get like a read on us because he's suspicious, or is he trying to hit on Natalie?
Yeah, each of you can roll an insight check for me.
Oh, good insight. I perceive bad.
Ooh,
I
Oh,
don't
wait,
know that I
insight
get
bad
a
too.
plus anything. I think it's even a negative.
I got a 19 plus 7.
Fuck.
Wow.
So, tell me all the secrets.
Protective older sister mode activated. I got a 16.
16. And Matt?
I got a 15.
15. Yeah, for the two of you, he just seems like intrigued and interested, maybe like a little overly so, but he doesn't seem to have any like malintent. Oriana, you see that tattooed on his right arm is what looks to be like this image of a beautiful, voluptuous woman in like silks, like this old, like Greco-Roman style paintings, just like the silks, just not hiding so much as accentuating. And you recognize that as the symbol of the goddess Sune, which is the goddess of beauty and poetry and artistry.
Are we gonna get have you got some time to talk about my Lord and Savior Sune moment?
Sune?
Maybe that's exactly what's happening.
Right. Well, I appreciate your good work for all of these people. It's also a bit exciting to see someone else of the blood out and about.
I do like traveling.
Good. Good.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from all over. I've spent time in Goldford while it was still together. Trying
Yeah,
to
know
make my
nothing about
way.
that one. Can't help you with that. No,
Never been
there.
no
Yeah.
assistance.
Not sure what happened there. One day it was fine, and the next it was gone. I spent a few months in Annapolis, but couldn't hack it there. Tough crowd. Didn't even make it to Ulsan. Too hot for me.
Oh God, it's hot
Yeah,
over there.
so decided to take vacation.
I
Oh, of
thought
course,
you said you were here for work. Business was bad.
of course. You still work while on vacation.
Like
Someone
a
my size has got to
traveling,
eat.
a working holiday? Is that the one? A working holiday.
Yeah. Someone my size has still got to eat.
Lucas, what do you want? Okay, there you go. Sorry, I thought I was muted.
Yeah, you can make another perception check, Emmy.
Yeah, I'm also kind of like, I'm doing that thing with Natalie where I'm trying to make eye contact with her to be like, are we trying to like shut this guy down, or are you enjoying this conversation?
I think she's absolutely looking positively quizzed. Like she's just like, what? Like,
Yeah, okay, I'm straight up bitch facing this guy. Like the second he like before he even finishes his sentence, I'm like looking elsewhere, you know, like not interested. Full fuck off vibes.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it was a 15 on the perception. Sorry, was I doing a perception check or an insight check?
Insight. It was insight.
Yeah, sorry. That is a 16 again.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the sense that the only types of like performers that get to take vacations are the really, really successful ones or the really, really unsuccessful ones.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a vacation conducive lifestyle.
Makes sense.
But yeah. In terms of like overall vibe, he just seems like interested. Like the three of you are interesting people, and after staying here in this town where everyone is kind of dull. He basically went to the hotel lounge the next day and was like, "Oh, Johnny Depp. No, I don't have any shame. Hey, mind if I get breakfast?"
I mean, respect, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you gotta
Um,
appreciate the
The balls.
the
hustle.
forwardness, I suppose.
Yeah, as the three of you are like disengaging from the conversation, you see another person sits down at the table. Human, male, sort of like a rough chin strap, beard on the bottom. The top of his head is like the short, buzzed brown hair. Um, and he just sits down and starts eating and looks up and says, "Justice, I thought you were performing this morning." And the orc says,
Oh, I'm just finishing breakfast and getting to know these saviors of the village.
and the human says, "Yes. Well, if I'm not mistaken, it seems that they've had their share of you." And Justice kind of,
Of course, of course. No, sometimes I can be a bit overbearing. My upbringing was a bit more hands-on than I think most of you pink skins.
um, and the human kind of gives like this smile, like, "Sure." And Justice says,
All right. Well, thank you so much again for everything that you've done. If you're ever in need of a juggler, look up Justice Caskbow. I'd be happy to perform for three saviors such as yourself.
and like before he even finishes the sentence, the human is like, "Yes, yes, we know you still trying to book more gigs." Justice kind of laughs it off and picks up his tray and walks away.
Is anyone ever in need of a juggler?
If you have a lot of plates.
Is the
Children's
world? Yeah, I feel like it's a very niche market.
At a bar does seem like a good time.
Alcohol and juggling seems like a good mix.
Well, for
Sorry
serving
for
them,
interjecting into the conversation. My name is Gregory Redstream. I heard about your exploits and everything, and it looked like Justice was making the three of you uncomfortable.
just not used to being noticed.
Mm.
I
It
think
takes
that's the main
a
thing.
fuck ton more than that to make me uncomfortable.
I am rather used to being noticed. He was just dull.
Well, it's good to see three people as candid as you are. Where to next? I've heard stories about you saving the people out here in the pot. I had heard you came from Valetaire, where some tieflings, half orc, and I believe a dragonborn and a half elf were engaged in some sort of shenaniganery in town.
And where did you hear that?
Out and about. Word travels.
I think Natalie would openly right now just be like, when did we see a dragonborn?
Uh, yeah, sorry, I'm straight up insight checking immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
I do no, absolutely zero trust in this guy. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay, well, that's the end of my good rolls. That was a nat 1, so this is an 8.
Oof.
Mine is a 7.
Okay. Nat, do you want to roll?
I feel like it would just be funnier if I didn't.
You've exhausted your suspicion for the day. You're like, this one must be fine. What are the odds?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, why not? Then it can be in character if I roll though. It knew. Uh,
Do you want to not be suspicious?
well, now it's a 5, so
Love it. Yeah. He just seems like a traveler who happens to have heard of y'all, and he's put 2 and 2 together. Like, oh, this group of adventurers very clearly out still adventuring. Oh, another group of adventurers that happens to match the description of the other adventurers that I heard a week ago at another bar. He's just kind of reading the newspaper articles and is like, oh, neat.
Yeah. Like, it's not implausible because we are a pretty distinctive party and we're like the next town over. It's just.
I mean,
Sorry,
also
yeah.
I would never approach someone in the morning in a bar for
Yeah.
breakfast. I just anyone who does, I'm just like immediately suspicious of.
Yeah.
Unless
This
I
is
knew
Dungeons
them,
and
I
Dragons.
guess.
There are dragons and orcs and magic, and someone being sociable in the morning is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, who approaches people in the morning? It's usually when they're the most angry.
They obviously don't know
Exactly.
the whole cosplayer rule of if I'm eating, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. Always ask before taking a photo. Yes. Sorry, I can see the 3 of you are a little caught off guard by that. I don't mean to overstep. You don't see adventurers as successful as the 3 of you so often, so I'm kind of surprised.
Surprised that we were successful.
Surprised to see you. Surprised that you're here. Surprised that the stories that you hear actually are based in reality. Assuming the stories are true. Y'all, from what I hear, fought trees or something?
You've never fought a tree
doesn't-
before.
I've never had a
They're
tree fight back.
fearsome enemies, I can guarantee you.
I don't know what that means.
Firewood, right? Do you
Yeah.
not cut down trees for firewood?
Yes?
Yeah, they're hard to do. You gotta get the
Okay.
axe and get it all the way through. And then,
No,
like
that makes
chop it
sense.
up. It's like they
Yeah.
take a lot of energy.
I think the look on Oriana's face right now is just like, this is getting worse. It's
Yeah, I know.
getting worse.
I'm trying to
This is
figure
not
out
getting better.
if Nat is deliberately fucking with this guy.
No, I think this is
Sometimes
literally
it's hard to
like
tell.
meta-wise, this is literally her trying to avoid telling them anything is by
Yeah.
being purposefully literal.
Obtuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nat's so good at it that even her own party can't tell when she's faking it.
Well, because like she's a low charisma character, so I'm like, this would be how she'd deal with it.
Totally. Yeah, I'm still just like bitch facing him. Like, just let me fucking eat, everyone.
You're the talk of the town. Right. So
Trees. The stories you've heard are trees.
I mean, among other things, you were running around through Valetaire multiple times, north, south, fighting. I don't know. There were rumors about lizard people involved. I don't know if I believe that one.
There
They
actually were
hiss.
lizard people living under the city.
Really?
Mm.
There probably still are lizard people living under the city.
Wow.
Don't hurt them. They
suppose
didn't
it's-
do anything wrong.
And is it true that one of you can fly?
Oh, all of us can.
If I jump off a high enough building. Maybe.
She's still learning. She hasn't quite got the takeoff yet.
It's more like a glide.
I suppose that's just falling with style, isn't it?
Exactly where I was going in my head.
Buzz Lightyear. To infinity and the ground. Um, wow, impressive. That is quite exciting. So sorry if I'm being nosy. Where to next? I'd love to know
I
what new chapters can be added to such a successful book.
I do
That would
want
be a
to
little risky.
say that this is not in character, but also who gets 10 questions in and then is like, sorry for being nosy. Mate, you've passed that train. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, Lucas licks. Little
Yeah, I don't know
kisses.
why he just enjoys being just held like this. He's very silly.
It's like the least appropriate way you hold him, and it's like, yes,
Yeah, I
just
know.
like
Mm.
that.
He's just
Google how to hold a cat and don't do that, please.
isn't that the video? This is how not to hold a cat.
But I think
Um,
we usually don't tell people where we're going.
No.
So I don't imagine that we will be telling this guy. I would just imagine we'd be like, well, somewhere out of town.
I mean, I did just tell him that he was being nosy, so I'm hoping that he drops it. So we don't even have to tell him that.
that's a
Hopefully.
lot of purring.
Oh, sorry.
Natalie is stopped answering questions and is very content with her coffee and her bacon.
Mhm.
Orcs purr, didn't you know that?
Of course.
Oh, I want
Um,
that to be real. That's so cute.
Bugbear. Bugbears are basically furry orcs.
And they purr?
They do now.
Yes.
Bugbears, I'm still just so disappointed aren't bugbears.
Right.
Gets me every time.
Right. Well, it's obvious the three of you want to keep that to yourselves, so that's perfectly fine.
Is that unusual?
I'm glad you approve.
It's more of an observation, I should think. It's not unusual. He breaks into song. I'm just curious. It's not often you see adventurers.
There's another group here in this very place. Like, probably
Hmm.
over that table over there. They're also
Yeah.
adventurers.
Can we
From
see
all-
them? Like, are they having breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
just right over there.
Evelyn and Ethramal look hammered hungover. They're just both like and Edmund is in the middle of them, just contentedly drinking like tea, and looks over and gives like a little wave. He's like, "Yes, I know those are adventurers, but I mean legendary adventurers. You know, the kinds that are worth the stories that you hear."
I'll point out the couple as well and just be like, they had cool stuff. They probably have some stories to tell too.
Right.
They certainly have a story.
Yes. Well, fair enough. In any case, I can tell that I am interrupting. Have a wonderful breakfast.
I hope that you have a day.
Have a day
I'm
as pleasant as you are.
I have as much confidence that the sun will rise tomorrow that it will set tonight.
I like that.
It's nice that that's a guarantee again.
Yeah.
After however many days. Yeah, and the rest of your breakfast happens without incident.
Thank fuck.
I got a list. I got so many more. You thought this was stressful. Wait till you go to the bathroom.
Oh no.
We gotta get out of this town. I don't like being famous.
Eminence doesn't like being famous.
Eminence doesn't know what she wants?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Speaking of which, did you call silence last night?
Was I supposed to? No, it was only that night he called me.
You spoke to him in the afternoon when you got back, and then said, "I'll talk to you later."
I thought later meant tomorrow.
You
Okay.
really brushed him off. I'm surprised he didn't call multiple times.
Shit. Yeah, but the thing is, like, I genuinely, in character and out, thought later would be like the next day. So unless one of these two is
Sure.
like, "Hey, did you ever call silence back?" Like, that's not going to occur to me.
Fair enough.
Yeah. He's traveling. He's busy.
Hmm.
I should
Nothing.
probably call. Like, it was in the back of my mind that if we are planning to leave, I need to call him to either get like an ETA and be like, "Okay, we won't leave until you get here, and like we can meet up," or, "Hey, we're leaving. We'll meet you on the road." I
Yeah,
wasn't going to
should
let him just
we
like ride into
maybe
town and we've already left.
go out to meet him?
Yeah, actually, yeah, like so Silence called last night and I'm thinking, well, he got worried because we weren't in communication for quite a while. He's kind of riding out here with some friends. Is it okay if he joins us on the road for a while?
And his friends?
Well, he wasn't exactly clear. It wasn't a long conversation. I believe he didn't ride out alone.
Well, I mean, that would be pretty ridiculous to ride out in the wilderness alone.
Some of his friends might be single, and that's pointed at Oriana.
Huh.
Sounds tedious.
I mean, you did send him a pretty cryptic message before everything happened. Might be best to go out at least to meet him. I don't care if he hangs around.
Oh, wonderful. I'll let him know that he can join us on the road.
Plus, I'm pretty sure anyway we have to backtrack so we can go north anyhow.
Right,
So-
exactly. It's on our way.
Exactly. Even if it takes us a couple extra days, we fucking worked hard, you know?
Oh, it wouldn't take a couple extra days. I'm sure it
So
wouldn't take a couple extra days.
I will say, if you do want to go north, there is a ferry that goes upriver, up tier, towards Frovale. So you don't have to cut back down to Valetaire around the lake and then back over.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Hmm. Well, my mind has immediately gone to romantic ferry ride.
Mm.
Uh,
A ferry's romantic?
I'm picturing like,
They
you
are
know,
for
those like
people who don't get
sunset
seasick.
cruises that you do on like rivers. I did one in Budapest where you get on a little boat and you get like a drink and they take you down the river. You look at the town.
I'm sure that's exactly the kind of ferry ride we're going to be doing.
So what Eminence is expecting, like you say ferry and she has one frame of reference and it's like that one time she did a cruise.
Yeah.
So yeah, meet him at the ferry perhaps or on the way, depending on how the roads are.
I mean, yeah, we can find out how far away he is, right? And just start heading and hopefully he'll catch up.
Sure. Well, kind of like, I'm guessing because we're having this conversation, we've got the map out in front of us. Looking
Sure,
at the map, can I kind of get a gauge on how long a ferry ride would be?
So the ferry heading north travels at walking pace because it is upriver. The river comes down from the Pikes Peaks or the Pikes Mountain Range, and I would say it would take you about a week to reach the like the foothills of the Pikes Mountain Range, and from there another week to 10 days to Frovale.
Right. So sorry, a week on the river and then a week to 10 days after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. That seems about right.
Yeah.
14,
I mean, I
maybe
suppose
16, 17.
that also takes him very far away from home, and I presume he's not planning to come with us indefinitely. He's going to have to get back to work. Look, I'll have to call and ask him.
Just check.
Yeah. I mean, not right now. We'll finish breakfast. I'll call him later.
I mean, but if you call him now, we can make a plan.
Good point.
You're also
Okay.
planning on helping Duck today.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not
Gives
leaving
him
in
more
any
time to catch
hurry.
up to us.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll step outside and give him a call on the humming disc.
Yeah. Um, the idea of it ringing is funny, but it rings and picks
Yeah.
up.
I just picture it like vibrating like a phone on silent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He picks up.
Hi. God, is he one of those people that picks up the phone and doesn't say hello?
In the past, he has said hello.
His name is Silence, also, so it shouldn't be that unexpected.
Sorry. Hi. Are you there?
Yes.
Is everything okay?
Things are a little complicated here.
Oh. Is everything okay?
Yes.
Just complicated.
Yes.
Oh, where are you?
We're still at the base of Tier,
Oh, so
the lake.
that's how far out are you from the
We could
plot?
be at the plot in 5 days.
Ah, right. Okay. So here's the plan. We have been here for quite a while, and we weren't exactly planning on staying. It turns out, rather annoying when everyone in town knows who you are. I mean, I don't need to tell you that. I'm sure you understand. Actually, you know what? I get it. The whole silent thing that you were doing, I get it. Anyway, um, we were thinking perhaps we could ride out, meet you on the road, and then depending on like how busy you are and how things are looking at home with work, there is this lovely ferry ride that we were going to be taking to our next destination, and that could be really nice.
So, you want me to wait here at the ferry?
Oh,
What do you want?
you're already there. Oh yeah, sure. If you don't mind, I mean, I know that it's a few days, but you could wait there and we could meet you there. I mean, if
Eminence,
that's
I
what you
don't
want.
think that I have the time to take the ferry north to Frovale.
That's a shame. I understand, though. It would be such a shame if you rode all the way out here, though, and I didn't see you. Um, could you at least wait until we get there? Perhaps we could spend the night, catch up, have dinner with everyone.
I'll need to check in with my advisors back at Valetaire.
Oh,
I
of
know that
course.
we have some urgent follow-up on the situation with the Deepwood.
Oh, is that still a problem?
Yes and no.
Well, what does that mean?
It's complicated.
You keep saying that. I have time.
Yes. Let me call you back.
I might actually be busy later. We've got a lot to do today. But yeah, give me a call, and if I can't answer, I'll get back to you when I get back to you.
I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, okay. I'm going straight back in, kind of like flopping down on the bench at the table in between the two of them. Like, okay, that was fucking weird.
Why? Is he
I
in
think he's
trouble?
mad at me. I don't think so. He said things were complicated.
Like in your relationship, or
No, he did specifically say things are complicated here, like where he was. But I don't know, he seemed mad. Why would he be mad at me? I haven't done anything to him. I have been dealing with my own personal crisis. I've been stuck in a bloody time loop. What does he expect, that I could have talked to him every night?
Eminence?
Yeah.
Had you considered that maybe it has nothing to do with you?
No, he was very short with me.
He's a short guy.
Not with you. Don't understand. He's different when you talk to him alone.
Maybe he wasn't alone. You did call him randomly in the morning.
It's probably just because he's with his friends.
Or like maybe they're in a really important meeting and he just ducked out to take a call, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably it. Anyway, so he's going to call back later and hopefully we can meet up. Work's really busy at the moment, so he definitely can't come on the river cruise, but we're hoping that we can meet up, do like a nice dinner with everybody, meet his friends, even if
Is
they are a
that weird though?
bad influence on him.
I'm not super familiar with relationships, but he could drop everything to come find you because he thought you were in trouble, but can't do anything now?
You're the one who just said it's probably because he's with his
No,
friend.
I guess, do you think he's in trouble?
Like actual trouble.
Well, I don't know. It's an idea, right? Like, he's being cagey, maybe because something's gone wrong. Like, I don't know, maybe they're stuck there for some reason and can't talk about it.
Well, if there was an actual problem, he'd tell me, unless
He couldn't
was like,
say it because someone was maybe in the room and he was trying to act normal.
So you're saying either there's a problem with my relationship, everything is totally fine,
No, the
or
implication
he's
is
dying.
that there's nothing wrong with your relationship. There's something wrong with him. Either that's he's too busy and needs to take a break, which then he should come with us, or he's too busy because something's gone wrong, then he should definitely come with us.
I just don't know if I should be worried about him right now, because I wasn't worried about him when I walked in, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Well, we're going there, right?
Well, yes, but should we, like, I'm not rushing just in case. If he's dying, he can handle himself.
If he's dying, he obviously didn't handle himself.
I mean, if he's obviously at no, great concern for his well-being.
I mean, if he's being held hostage or something, I wouldn't let him answer the bloody disc.
Yeah, but you never know, right? Like, it's politics, maybe, hostage in a socially conventional way, maybe.
Didn't get that vibe.
All right.
It felt more like he was distracted. I still feel like he's mad at me.
Did you forget your anniversary?
It's been like, how long has it been? 2 months?
It's been like 3 weeks.
Do you not
God, I
celebrate
love
maybe
your
maybe a
anniversary
month.
like every 3 weeks?
It's been 2 weeks of travel from Valetaire to the pot, and then however many 1 or 2 days in the pot, and then 6 days in the thing. So 3 to 4 weeks, if that.
I'm sure if there was actually something wrong, he would have tried to get like a message to me somehow, like said something strange. He didn't say anything strange, he just barely said anything.
Yeah, that feels weird.
It feels weird to you that silence barely said anything.
No, but okay, put this in another perspective. This guy left his very important work to chase after you thinking you were in trouble. Then brushes you off the next morning when he knows
I know,
that
that's
you're
why
okay.
I'm saying it's weird.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm also saying it's weird. So I've jumped to the conclusion that he's in trouble.
Ah. Emmy jumped to the conclusion that it was all about her.
Makes sense.
Look, we're going there regardless. He said he'd call me. I'm not calling him back and annoying him when he said he's busy.
You just said at the end of the phone call that you're busy today and you'll call when you get a chance.
Yeah, he said he'd call me. I said I'm really busy. I'll try to answer, but like, don't be surprised if I don't.
It's the classic, you know, oh my god, I'm trying not to be too clingy moment.
I just saw what Mel wrote in the group chat.
It's a good point. Today is just a spell day.
Yeah, look.
We'll let D on that because I did post it in the secret one instead of the other one because I figured it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Oriana would absolutely not suggest it, but she's used scrying multiple times in the past week, and I actually did equip it as my new spell
Yeah,
on my
look.
like always thing that I plan on having always equipped. So
Mhm.
she's not suggesting it, but everyone else knows that she can do it.
Yeah, Emmy's
Yeah.
mind is not immediately jumping to I will spy on my new boyfriend against his will, but she is having a meltdown over one awkward conversation. So let's just wait and see what the afternoon brings.
Damn, I was really excited.
Yeah, you have a number of resources. You've got magical items that need identifying, and you have an identify spell. You've got all of your new spell slots for the day. You've got plans to meet up with Duck.
But
Yeah.
I wanted spicy relationship drama.
You've got drama.
I'm
And you have
Don't
ways
worry.
to-
Later.
There will
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
plenty to come. Yeah, look, I say we just do what we need to get done here. He's going to call later today. I'll try to answer the phone and we'll see if he's still being weird.
Is there a reason you can't answer the phone?
Well, I might not hear it.
The equivalent of silencing your cell phone is just wrapping like a rag around the disc.
It's like wrapped up in the bottom of the bag.
Yeah.
I had the battery die on a fire, like a smoke alarm one time, and it just kept beeping and beeping and beeping, and it was one of the ones that you can't change the battery in, you've just got to throw it out. And I couldn't make it stop, and I was having to press the button like every 2 minutes, so I wrapped it in a towel and put it in my freezer.
I think that's like a whole Friends episode. There's like a fire thing that won't stop beeping.
It's infuriating. I
Yeah.
never watched Friends. I wish that I had whatever answer they came up with. I ended up
Yeah.
smashing it with a hammer.
I think they smashed it with a hammer and
think
it
that's their
continued to
answer.
beep. Yeah.
It did continue to beep until Leon got home and had a bigger hammer. Like,
You're living a sitcom.
yeah. I didn't even know it. That was like 2 years ago. I didn't know it until now.
Also, is anyone
Cool.
seeing Lucas being a grumpy
Yeah.
little shit in the corner? He's just
staring.
glaring at me.
He's so
You could-
still.
He's been there for a while. You could stick Lucas in Aery's spot.
Wait, hang on. Let me see if I can do this.
The webcam. Oh.
I'll try to
But
do it.
we are what was the plan?
Yeah.
The plan was to go talk to the doctor and be like, "Hey, so we have discovered that Duck is actually a duck, and so we're gonna try and turn Duck back into a duck.
Well,
Don't be angry."
I
How
So you tell
exactly
this
do you expect that
to
conversation to go?
yeah. No, I want to roleplay this conversation. So
Oh
you
no.
approach you approach what, Quinn at Ridden's Dredge?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. So nice of the three of you to come on by. We just finished breakfast. Von Bjor did his cinnamon oatmeal. I think we could heat up a little bit if you're at all interested in eating anything. What brings you back?
We discovered something about Duck in the process of discovering stuff about other things. Um, are you
Okay.
aware that Duck is literally a duck?
Uh, I mean, he's not though. He's a person who thinks he's a duck.
No, no, he's a duck stuck in a person's body. This was done to him.
I was not aware. Duck walks by and just knocks things over. Just with his elbow, just like pushes a bowl off the counter.
So
What?
we were told that Duck was dropped here by his his brother. His brother? Was it his brother?
Yes.
Shit, I didn't
Yeah.
consult my notes before I did this. I was
We
like,
we've
I know
got
the
his
facts.
we've got his records. We can go into the back and take a look. I from what I understand, he was brought here by his older brother, much older gentleman, who was asking for help.
Couldn't
yes,
happen
we
to
have.
have that man's contact details, would you?
Why, yes, I've got his humming disc right here. No, he does not. There's like a rough description written down. Maybe late middle-aged man, sort of scruffy beard, balding on top, but in denial about it. So he's got like that ring of hair, the half halo of hair.
I don't suppose he bore any actual resemblance to Doc, as you know him. Did he?
He looked like he might have been more of like a parent than a brother, but there are stranger things.
Hmm.
We it didn't affect the diagnosis for Duck. Though it was a bit strange that his brother was named Duck.
Wait, Duck's brother's name Duck or
No, Duck's brother told us that Duck's name was Duck.
right.
Yes, that's a hell of a coincidence if that was always his name. And if it wasn't always his name, also rather an odd way to react to your brother's psychotic episode.
Duck Duck is like rooting around the cabinets, but not using his hands. He's just using his elbows.
Going to very pointedly look at Duck doing this and ask, have any of the treatments you've tried done anything to help Duck's condition?
He's responded well to fresh bread.
Like a duck?
Um, large bodies of water.
Mhm.
And Small pet therapy. Specifically for ducks. I like to imagine Emmy's trying not to. or Ori's trying not to
Hang
giggle.
on. I'm gonna try a thing. Because maybe
Please
I
tell me you're
can I can show Quinn. I want to try and use the gem of seeing.
Yes.
Ooh.
And if
Awesome.
I can see something, then I will pass it to him and be like, "Hey, try it out."
It'd be really embarrassing if he's not a duck.
I know. I'm just like, here's this thing. I'm just gonna put it to my eye and just.
Yeah. So
It's
you
your
pull out this
time.
gem and hold it up to your eye. Do you say anything beforehand, or do you just do it?
I feel like they're just having a conversation. It would just look like I'm just messing with something in my lap. Like I don't think she would mention that she's doing anything.
Yeah. So once again, you pull out the gem. There are the magical auras. You realize now that your own magical aura has crystallized a little bit more. Instead of like the rough, fuzzy outline of your own magic, it's almost like you're a little bit more solid. You still see the like little flaming tiara above Eminence and the rolling thunderclouds above Oriana. You see that there is like just natural magic in the air, but looking like behind yourself, you do see your ancestral lineage leading back, like somehow like interwoven in the magic of the weave. Looking over at Duck, you can immediately see his magical outline is completely different. It's like when he turns, you see his physical body is human, but as you kind of like look at him from like a side perspective, instead of his magical aura like filling up his human body, it's duck shaped. It's like someone did like a fill in the blanks and had an outline of a person, and inside of it drew like a duck.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird because everyone else's magic fills their physical body like just cleanly, and when you look at Duck, it's just like that doesn't fit.
Something that I'm very, very curious about. So obviously I can see the duck is a duck. Cool, we've established that. I want to look at Quinn for just a moment.
Okay, yeah. I will say that you can also look at other people's like magical lineage, but it will take a little bit more effort. For you, it's easy because you're so in touch with your ancestors.
I guess I
For
just
other
want to get a
people, it'll be more-
vibe for the moment.
Yes.
Like that's more the main thing.
Looking at Quinn, you see his magical aura. It is consistent with his body. He doesn't seem to have anything magical on him in terms of items that are like radiating magic in the weave. What you do notice after looking at him for a moment is he appears to have almost like magical scar tissue on his chest, sort of like on the clavicle. It looks like he suffered a grievous wound and was healed through magic. And while the magic has long since dissipated, you can still see like the scarring of the magical fibers of his body, not quite flowing evenly, but sort of knotted together.
All right. Okay, good to know. I was just kind of expecting, just in case I look at him and it's like, oh my god, he's super evil.
He's also a duck.
Yeah, wow. He really was useless.
It's ducks the whole way down.
But I think, given the opportunity, like you just mentioned, I would like to look at Duck's lineage because maybe something happened with that. So I feel like,
Yes.
yeah, I would spend this time. And I'm just like leaning back in my chair, like just fucking looking around with this stupid thing.
Looking at people. So you don't need to hold it to your eyes. Holding it to your eyes lets you see it, and then you can like put it away. And you
Oh,
have
because
it
it does
for
actually
later.
say you have true sight out to 120 feet when you peer through the gem.
Oh, okay. So you're just all right. You're just holding it there.
So I'm
Sure.
just like
Yeah.
fucking going.
Yeah. I will say it takes about a minute to
Okay.
really look at someone and sort of avatar vision their lineage. And it's kind of funny, like the rest of the conversation in the room fades away as you look. You see Duck, the human form, and then behind him in the distance, you see two literal ducks. And then like sort of spider webbing out this branch of ducks. And way off in the distance, it's like duck, 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 and then a
Goose.
goose is in there.
I'm so
Love
mad at
that.
you.
Or maybe it's a swan. It's tough to see.
Yeah, I think as soon as that's confirmed, assuming that you guys are still trying to convince him that like duck is a duck, I'm just gonna be just like put the gem down, be like, yeah, he's a duck. Look at this. No context, just.
Mm.
You
Can I
pick
just
up.
interject before we get Quinn's reaction?
yeah,
I'm
sure.
picturing the scene in Harry Potter where he's like dead and he sees all of his ancestors who like died for him and his parents and like Sirius and Dumbledore, and they're all like, "You can do it, Harry," except they're all ducks.
Just
Again, it's the Avatar state though, but like a line of ducks.
they're just crawling all over each other, quacking chaotically. Oh my god. A veritable ocean of ducks. Yeah, you hand it to him and he's like, what is this? What do I do with this?
So hold it up to your eye and
Okay.
think real
Oh
hard.
god. This is a lot. What am I looking at?
So look at duck. Look at duck, not us. Well, I mean, you can look at us, but don't. Only because it's weird, but you know, just look at duck. Oh no.
Somebody vamp.
I am being loud. I should try to be quieter.
I didn't think you were that loud.
Real exciting
I-
stuff.
Yes. The living with people struggle is real. Yes.
Understood.
He looks over and is like, "Wow, you've got a lot of family." And then looks over at Emmy and is like, "I don't even know what's going
Ignore
on there."
that. Ignore that. Keep looking.
And then Oriana
Keep
is
What-
like,
sorry,
going.
you- what-
This is not
Wait,
dark.
what is he ignoring? What is he
Keep
ignoring?
going. Keep going.
What is
Don't
he
look at her
ignoring?
eyes. Whatever you do.
What's wrong with my eyes?
Nothing. They're very pretty.
he like starts trying to like look, and then you're like, "No, keep going." And he's like, "Okay," and looks at Duck and is like, "Oh yeah, I see it. Yep, that man is a duck, or that duck is a man."
That duck is a man.
Right. And he takes down the gem and kind of sets it back on the table and kind of like slides it, like he doesn't feel super comfortable touching it. What did I
Fair.
just see?
Apparently, it's like, you know how like we see things.
Yes.
So like sometimes you can see more things.
Okay.
It's something to do with magic. I don't know. It's not the thing itself. I don't think is magic. It's just that you can then see magic.
So it's like magic sight,
Yeah,
kind of.
it's stuff that
Okay.
is we're not normally able to see.
Sure.
But that's how
So-
we know that he's a duck.
Yeah. And he kind of looks over at Duck, and Duck at this point is just like gnawing on a tiny little plate, just like The sensation of having teeth is unfamiliar. Right. That makes sense. Why would his brother come and...
Well, it's obviously not his brother, is it?
Unless...
You didn't do the whole thing. You saw my family. You've got like 5 minutes left. Just pick up the gem again and then like keep looking at him for a bit.
Picks it up and looks over. And you can see he concentrates on Duck for a minute and is like, oh yeah, I see it. Is that a goose? And then
Yeah.
looks back over and... Yeah, he does not have the self-control. He definitely looks at Eminence's eyes, and when he does, he like visibly jumps and immediately clacks it down on the table.
To do that. All right.
I don't know, and he slides it back over.
I'm gonna pick it up and put it in my pocket.
What is wrong with my eyes?
Nothing. They're very pretty.
They're fine. They're normal.
I'm kind of going to look at Oriana, kind of like, is there any kind of recognition on her face as to like why they would be freaked out by my eyes? Is everyone keeping secrets from me?
I know nothing about the eyes.
Yeah.
Oriana is probably looking at Natalie because Natalie is being kind of suspicious with the whole, no, don't look there. No, don't look at them. Don't look at them.
The only
Yeah.
reason that I'm being suspicious, like, okay, I actually won't explain my meta reasons. You guys can be suspicious as much as you like as characters.
We may have to talk about this later.
Yeah.
Because
like,
this is a thing that was given to you by our shady friend.
But also, this isn't the only time that I've seen her eyes be fucked.
Yeah.
So,
and you mentioned to me, like, when I did the Hellfire, that something went wrong with my eyes.
Yeah.
And, oh, I am seething, but at least aware that, like, I don't think I'm going to get an answer right now, and this is not the time or place, like, to have the whatever this is go down. I'm worried about my boyfriend. I'm trying to fix a duck man. Just... Fine.
Mel just
There's a
baking in the
lot going
background,
on.
apparently.
A
I
lot
set a
going
pencil
on.
fire.
What did you set on fire?
Bloody hell.
That's a pen. That's a fucking big pen.
It's a pencil. It's a 2B.
At least you didn't burn
It's just it got
plastic.
like the dark.
Because
No,
I
that's because
burnt
you
it.
burned it. Never mind. Well, there you go.
I'm actually going to put my candle out because I've been doing this all day.
I get bored too and I'll like rip up paper and put it in my candles. It's really annoying.
I'm not bored. It's a candle.
Well, no,
it's fire.
I shouldn't say bored.
It's
I guess just
domesticated fire. And I
it's
got to
fun.
poke it.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject
yeah.
of random things that we're doing, if you see me kind of like going like this, it's because I'm trying to distract my dog from yapping by playing tug of war with her. And she keeps bringing me her teddy bear. So, like,
Aw.
just be aware that's what's going on.
Pretty cute.
Yeah. Making a note to talk to Natalie about this later, but ignoring Eminence for the time being. We're just gonna say to Quinn, I have 2 potential ways to fix that. It would mean turning him back into a duck, which means unless you want to explain to everybody that he was actually a duck, you'd have to make some reasoning for why he just isn't here anymore. And maybe find him a flock.
That's a good question. I mean, there are bodies of water nearby. I could talk to Baldo or Paranel and see if they know any flocks of ducks nearby, or how to. Because I'm sure they've hunted duck before.
Perhaps don't ask them then.
And
Well,
maybe
no, they would know how to let him go.
maybe if you plan on having him stay in the area, discourage people from eating duck in the future. For at
Anyone in
least
the
like
market
a decade.
for pet, perhaps?
Put a collar on him? Is that?
I was thinking more of a cage situation, but like a nice cage.
Somehow I feel like that's less humane
I
than letting him be a human.
feel like it really brings up a lot of questions about, like, when he's a human duck, he's allowed freedoms, but when he's not a human duck, he's not. So, that's a whole thing to deal with.
I mean, he was
Yes.
institutionalized. Can you really say he had freedom?
Yeah,
He
but
had
you're
freedom
about to
here
put him
in
in a
Ridden's Edge.
cage.
The
I'm
point
just
being,
saying I don't want him hunted.
I don't want him hunted either, but is it really much of a life if you live in a cage?
It's like those
Really
videos.
existential, really fast.
I know.
It's one of those videos of a family
Oops.
like releasing a mouse and like be free, and within like 10 seconds an owl is like
Yeah, exactly.
If you do that to us, I'm quitting. Just FYI.
in the end,
oh boy.
he is your patient. He's in your charge. You can decide whether we even attempt this. Like I said, I have 2 separate plans, 2 separate spells. May not even work.
2 separate plans.
Right,
The second
yeah.
plan is if you say no, we're going to do it anyway.
Well, go ahead. Duck, come here. And he kind of motions over, and Duck comes over and sits down.
I think my plan was originally remove curse because I don't know why I just assumed it was a curse, but I might start with dispel magic and I'll cast it at a 5th level because I'm only going to try it once. And now I have 2 spell slots, so I can still scry later if I need to.
Yes.
So we'll 5th level cast dispel magic on Duck.
Awesome. So I'm gonna need you to make a spell, not saving throw.
I'm gonna use for the
Oh.
first time because we've been talking about this for literally weeks. And I feel like it's important. This is gonna be my first big gay D20 roll using the
Yes.
cheat sheet.
Wow.
I've never rolled it before, and I don't actually know if it rolls well. But I'm gonna move my dice tray all the way over to the other side of my desk instead of underneath my
Yes.
microphone.
Make an ability check using your spellcasting ability.
Okay, so that is charisma. My
So I believe your
spellcasting
modifier is
ability.
+3.
Yeah, it should be +3. Okay. Ooh, that's a 13. So +3 is a 16.
13 +3 is 16. You cast the spell. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Natalie, do you still have the gem of True Sight?
Yeah, I'm guessing that with Quinn using it, it would have used up a charge as well. So I think I have 1 charge left for the day.
Yes. Yep.
So I will probably use the last one once the spell's been cast.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The dispel magic.
Yes. Yeah. Once dispel magic's been cast, then I'll use it rather than like waiting for like the prep time. You know what I mean? You with me?
Yes.
It's
yeah.
not prep time.
Yeah, awesome. So you watch this happen. You see in the magical aura in the air, not enough juice. The key fit in the lock, but it was not enough juice.
Seems that was the right move, but just not enough.
We can try it again.
If you have the ability to, I guess.
Yeah, I can do it once more today.
I don't suppose there's any way that, like, me as a magic user can somehow buff her. Like, I don't think I have anything like that.
Yeah, I don't
Nothing I can contribute.
think so.
No.
You could try to call your patron.
Fuck no. Not
Oh!
fuck.
I have divine intervention. I can be like, hey, buddy, hey, Tempest, you want to turn this man back into a duck?
Would you like
Hey,
to
God,
do something?
It's been probably literally years since I last spoke to you. Was wondering.
Yeah. Do you want to give it a try?
Yeah, I've never done it before. I only just got it at that level up, and I just want to try it. So it's only a 10% chance.
Features. Divine intervention.
good.
Yeah, 10% chance.
But I will. Yeah, I don't know what I have to do. I think I literally just ask, do I roll a dice or do you roll a dice? Or
As an
I don't
action,
know how it
request your
works.
deity's aid and roll a percentile dice. If your roll is equal to or less than 10, your deity intervenes.
That seems very unlikely, but it doesn't cost me anything. So, yeah, I'll be like, just give me a second, and I'm gonna sit down next to Duck, who hopefully is still sitting down,
Mhm.
and I'm going to. I don't know. I was gonna say I'll take Duck's hands, but I don't know how Duck feels about having their hands touched, given that they think that they're supposed to be
His
wet.
hands are wet for some reason.
Gross. I'm gonna, consider that helpful in the I am making a sacrifice. I'm touching this icky, gross, wet man. And gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna do a little prayer.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna say, yeah, basically, like, it's been a while, but I was wondering if you could help with this poor cursed man. It's a little unjust that he's been a duck for how long's he been here?
Better part of 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. He was cursed to be a duck. I've attempted to help him. Didn't work out that well. I was wondering if you could do that. Okay. Well, I just dropped one, and that's a 0-0. So that's bad.
God damn it. The one
That's
time
a
that's
good thing.
Wait.
That's a good
The other
thing,
one is an
Mel.
8.
That means you got
Oh.
8%.
Oh.
Really?
I always
Yes.
think of it being 100.
No, if you get the
It's 0
get
to
0-1.
0 to 100. 0 is 100.
Oh,
So you
you
got
got an
8?
8.
Right. So I
You got
got
an
8.
8.
I didn't get 108. That fucking makes sense because there's no 108. It goes up to 100.
But you got 8!
I got an 8.
So,
I bought these dice specifically for Oriana and then started ignoring them because I got prettier ones, and it rolled me a 6 today, and I was like, these are my dice for the day, and they like me. Don't judge me like that, Lily.
you sit down and take Duck's weirdly wet hands in your hands, and you call upon your god, Tempest, the foe hammer, the lord of battle, the deific usurper. And you say, this duck was cursed to be a man. Can you help? And Natalie, you see the thunderclouds above Oriana's head begin to rumble and flicker violently, angrily. Instead of white lightning streaking through, the bolts turn this like crimson red as they crackle back and forth. And you find yourself kind of taken aback by the ferocity of this roiling storm above Oriana's head. And suddenly there is an enormous cracking sound as a ringing fills the air like a sword striking a shield and the blade vibrating. And there in front of you, Oriana, is Duck. The Duck version of
Thank
Duck.
God.
And a voice fills your head that says, "Go forth and commit battle in my name." And immediately Duck loses his shit. Wings just
Shit.
beating, squawking and quacking. He takes off. He immediately leaps up and tries to attack your face.
The duck is a battle duck.
That is a 5 to hit.
Yeah, nah.
You
Oh,
easily
no,
push
battle
the
duck.
duck away. And you realize that maybe asking the god of war.
In my defense, I picked him because it said he was quite chaotic and would occasionally do things just because he thought they were fun. But this does make sense that this is what he thinks is fun. Shit.
Yeah, Duck immediately just starts throwing up a fucking storm. Papers across the room, just squawking and screaming the whole time. And Natalie, looking through the gem, you see above the head of the duck a little miniature thunderstorm, also crackling and cycling.
I think she'd just laugh and be like, cool.
You made a divine battle duck.
My God, we need a battle duck with us. That's
We
important.
may have.
Oh,
We
okay.
may actually have to take the duck with us.
Shit.
Quinn is terrified. He's like pushed all the way back up against the wall, like, what's happening?
Did anybody else hear the voice, or did I just hear the voice?
I would say everyone heard the voice.
That's a shame, because I was gonna gaslight the shit out of this man again.
No, not like this.
Gotta be a shock to, be a duck again after being not a duck for so long. I realize that's gonna convince nobody since he did hear the voice, but trying it anyway.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh no, not the disadvantage. Okay. Oh, well, I rolled the same thing on both dice, and that was a 2 both times. +7,
9.
but a 2 on both of those dice.
Yeah, Quinn doesn't buy it. He's like, I don't know what's going on. We need to get him out of here. Duck is just flying around being a freaking, like, the Tasmanian devil. Literally just tearing up the records room, like chewing on boxes, knocking things over with his wings. He's beating his wings against people's legs to get them to like move.
Guys, sorry. I'm going to try something here. I don't think it can make things worse.
Can it make things better?
Possibly. I read about this once. The way that you tame a hawk is you put a cap over its head so it cannot see, and that calms the hawk. And I'm just going to fire off blindness at the duck.
Okay. Duck is going to make a duck saving throw. That's a 5. So now Duck is blind. The duck stops tearing shit up in the room.
Whew.
Stands completely still. Slowly opens his wings to full span and starts to hiss.
Poor baby.
Okay. That's an improvement. What do we do with him now?
Probably get him out of the office.
Okay, but if we take him outside, I don't want him to fly away. He is clearly not fit for
a leash.
Yeah, we have a bag of really nice red fabric.
Well, we could wrap him up. Isn't that what they do to cats?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. In the same book about hawks, there's also a section about chickens, and you can you get them by the wings, and you can sort of keep the wings close to their body.
Yeah. To like calm
Yeah.
down, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
We're gonna swaddle a murder duck.
yes, please.
Oh my god. Cool. So you pull out this red fabric. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Yep. That's a nat 20 with a -1.
Fuck yeah.
Nat 20. Yeah. You get the sense that Duck is waiting for someone to touch him. And the moment they do, he's just gonna like
Huh.
What kind of damage
like-
can a
like-
duck do?
for a duck, he's acting really intelligent. For a human, it was really, really concerning. But for a duck, you're starting to think that maybe he learned more than he let on.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna kind of like crouch down in front of him, sort of like looking at his face. As I'm planning to drape this thing over him and swaddle him, and as that realization comes to me that he is a lot smarter and he is waiting for me, not the other way around, I'm going to murmur, "Clever girl." uh, I don't know what to do. I'm just
Again, he is still
Yeah,
a duck
like-
at this
You
point.
just keep the bill away from you, like with a crab. You keep away from the claws.
yeah, okay. Move around behind Duck, trying to be as quiet as possible.
Uh-huh.
And as quickly as possible, drape the fabric, like just drop it on top of him so that hopefully that sort of startles him, and then I can grab him under the fabric. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes. What is this going to be? Go ahead and make a stealth check and a sleight of hand check.
It's an 18 stealth
Okay.
and 14 sleight of hand.
Great. So very carefully and very delicately, you maneuver your way around Duck. And he's still standing there, wings completely outstretched, so he looks just as big as possible. And quickly you throw the red fabric over the top of him, scoop it up from the bottom, and just immediately try to swaddle him. And he panics, understandably, but you're with that sleight of hand, you were able to cover him and get him surrounded and contained within the fabric. You now have a makeshift red fabric sack of duck, or a bag of duck, if you will.
Would be so out of character for any of us, except I really want to like strap him into our chest with the rest of the fabric so that we have like an angry hissing murder duck in like a little baby papoose. Yeah, for now I'm just holding this fucking duck. Like, I did not think this through.
Let's maybe just walk him out, shall we?
I mean, again, if he gets loose.
Well, just to another room at least.
Okay. Let's go into maybe the dining
We know
room.
they
That's
have a
big.
spare room too. We could just pop him in there for a second.
Okay, good plan. Empty room it is.
Or his old room, anyway.
Maybe he'll feel more comfortable there. Do
Maybe.
ducks have smell? Maybe it will smell familiar.
Yeah, they have noses.
Yeah, maybe. One way to find out.
Okay, let's go to your room, duck. Come along. I'm going to take you to your room, and it's going to have all of your things in it, and it's going to be nice. I'm just going to kind of like start walking down the hall, muttering to it.
Mhm. So, as you walk out into the hallway, Duck stops struggling quite as much. He's still kind of every now and again pushing and struggling against the fabric. You make it out of the administrative wing, um, and enter into sort of the main uh, like cafeteria area of the enter the main cafeteria room of Ridden's Dredge, at which point you feel the weight in your arms disappear. There is a puff of dramatic black smoke in your hands as the bundle of fabric and Duck within it vanishes. And across the room, you hear a similar noise. And standing on a table next to Aery, you see Duck, proud and regal, wearing a gorgeous red cape with gold filigree along the sides, looking like the hero of some sort of play. And immediately the wings open up and the cape flies back dramatically off of his shoulders, and Duck just quacks loudly and beats his wings twice as you realize you have now created a battle duck and given it a cape of the Mountebank, which allows it to teleport.
Grand.
No! Very amusingly, the last version of this campaign, I had that game. Oh no.
Oh no.
I feel like I want to try and explain to Duck that there are rules that come with joining the Order of Tempest. And one of them is kind of like, there's no point having battle if you don't also have peace. So maybe calm the fuck down. But I don't have speak with animals.
I mean, you could just say
Could
that.
try.
So that's a good.
He had to have picked up some common speech.
Yeah, that's true. He did occasionally seem to understand us, but mostly just ignored us.
Well, I mean,
You see Aery is kind of on the in the chair next to the table and just kind of looks over, and reaches under the chin and says, "Who's a good duck?" And kind of scratches him under the chin a little bit. And Duck, like still with the wings open, like proud and regal, is like starts to lean into it a little bit. And you get the sense that Aery almost seems to recognize him.
I mean, recognizes a duck. So what type of duck is Duck? Like one of the like white and yellow ones, or like the
Google.com
pond ducks?
types of ducks.
I'm assuming he's like one of them running ducks that's quite like tall.
yeah,
Like a tall
Yeah.
duck rather than like a squat duck.
like the duck from
There are
oh my
many
God, what
more
is it?
ducks than I
Peter Rabbit.
expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a mallard?
I have no
Like
idea what
a-
the types of ducks are. I just know that we had ducks when I was a kid, and they were like the
Oh.
white and yellow ducks.
Yeah, I'm picturing him like one of
With like the
these,
green
which
head?
long boy ducks, according to Google.
Cute. Oh, I have to actually
Long
open
boy
it.
duck.
Oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Wait, where was this duck posted?
No, you posted the duck.
Yeah.
Duck.
that's my duck.
Oh, the long boy ducks.
Yeah, I was picturing like the Indian runners.
Yeah.
They just seem like
Yeah.
they'd look really good in a cape.
They would.
That's so many different types of ducks.
There are
So
a
many
lot of different types of ducks. I'm
Perching
trying to look
ducks,
for-
diving ducks, dabbling ducks. Their trait is sticking their rump out of the water while they feed.
I'm stealing this picture of parts of a duck and I'm gonna put it in the Discord.
Oh, the wood
Quack,
ducks
quack.
are cute. Oh, the mallard, that is really cute.
Mallard with the green head.
Yeah, very stereotypical duck.
Yeah. But he's like tall and proud.
Yeah.
You get the sense that he's like a king of ducks.
Yeah. I love that for him.
If he's slightly more calmed, I will go over there. Like, as non-threateningly as Oriana ever does anything when she's not trying to be threatened. And she is going to attempt to explain to Doug, who's now joined the Order of Tempers. There are rules. Some of those rules are if you get in a fight, you have to win the fight. Like, you can't run away from a fight. But you shouldn't be starting fights just for the sake of starting fights. There needs to be a reason behind it. And that reason can't just be that you're in a bad mood.
Make an animal handling check or a persuasion check.
Like that should be a deception check. She's always fighting because she's in a bad mood.
Hey.
She says
Okay,
she
my animal
wants to
handling is
start the
actually
fights.
+3, but my persuasion is +7. So, okay. Oh, yes. That's a 19, either +3 or +7. I'd like to go with. I feel like I should go with +3 because it makes more sense for animals.
Yeah, but you
So
are
I'm
speaking to someone who was previously a human.
True.
So
And I want him to.
While you explain this to Duck, he's still there, kind of chin up, wings spread, and eventually he kind of folds them back in and kind of preens himself a little bit as you explain this to him. And finally you finish, and he looks at you, nods once, and then drops down off the table and begins to waddle out the front door. With the cape.
Yeah, we should probably be grabbing that.
No,
I
I
don't
feel like that went
think
very
we-
well.
No, the
So
cape.
he is a
the
duck.
cape.
He is this big. The cape is human-sized. So it's
Oh.
just tailing behind him like a procession.
I thought he had a duck-sized cape. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to try and swipe that cape, yeah.
He's just waddling in that duck walk, webbed feet pointed to the sky.
Could I just step on the cape so it just falls off his shoulders?
As you step on the cape, you just hear as it kind of catches him on the throat. Somehow, he kind of turns around to look at you. The clasp is done.
God damn it.
And as he looks at you and sees you standing on the cape, he looks down at your foot and then looks back at you and starts to open his wings up again.
Look, if he's slowly opening his wings, if he's currently trapped in place because Natalie is standing on the cape and he can't like run off, can I go and just like yank him kind of out and under the cape, like push him down a bit so I don't hurt his poor little ducky neck, and pull him out and say, "We will bring this back if you are good."
What?
You have to prove yourself.
That's going to be a contested grapple check. He is going to fight you for that.
Okay.
You're
what is
gonna fight a
grapple?
duck.
I'm not fighting a duck. I'm grappling a duck.
His acrobatics is a 7. So you have to beat a
Acrobatics?
7 with acrobatics. Or no, you use athletics, so he's using acrobatics.
Oh, okay. I have an add nothing to athletics, and it's a 12.
Yeah, you're able to grab him and scoop him out of the cape. And as you're kind of holding him there, free from the cape, very slowly, he just is like staring at Natalie the whole time. He just slow looks at you and quacks once before kind of wriggling free from your hands and dropping on the ground and waddling out
Pick up the
front
cape.
door. Yeah.
Oh, this is so dumb. I'm gonna follow this duck who obviously partially believes that I'm gonna give him his cape back if he's good. And I'm gonna tell him that if he comes with us so that we can observe him being good, he can have his cape.
Oh my god, has everyone seen what Bread posted in the Discord?
Yes.
No. What?
No.
It's so good.
I might. I don't know. If
I
it's
don't
this.
see it. 90% of my chat is
You've got a
stream
little
elements.
pirate
Okay.
belt.
It didn't really work. I thought you could. I thought I could do that, but I cannot do that. Eh?
Yeah.
There we go.
Amazing. Make a persuasion check.
Okay, but my persuasion isn't bad. My persuasion is actually quite good. I got a +7.
You've had some good persuasions with him.
I really want to keep this dark. Is 17 + 7 enough to keep it dark?
24. Oh
Jesus
my god.
Christ.
I'm very persuasive. I
Too
just
bad it
don't
was a
usually
25
use
you
it.
needed.
Wow.
I guess now
I
we know what
usually
type
go
of
with
DM.
intimidation, but technically I am also very persuasive.
Yeah, you are persuading right now. Yeah. He stops and kind of reaches the mouth of the cave that is Ridden's Dredge and looks out at the blue skies and the wind sort of rustling through the grass and stops and again with like surprising intelligence listens to you explain this situation and this context. And doesn't say anything, doesn't stretch his wings, begins to walk back into Ridden's Dredge and hops up onto a chair, hops up onto a table, walks over, and with his beak, he scoops up a kitchen knife and holds it between his beak and
Oh, I
then
love
drops
this duck.
back down onto the ground and walks over and stands to your left, Mel, and seems to just be standing there calmly with a fucking knife in his mouth.
Aim for the ankles, kid.
Well, I think our business here is done.
Meanwhile, Quinn is in the back, I assume with you, Emmy, because we haven't heard too much from you. And just watching this entire procession, like mouth agape. Well, I guess we solved that problem.
Solved
I-
is a rather optimistic way to put it, but he is no longer a duck trapped in a human.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I don't think any of us know how we feel about this. Look down as the duck is sort of like waving a knife.
Yeah.
To be fair, Oriana's really fucking pleased with herself. She thought this was a disaster, but she's now quite happy.
Thought you
This is
said
my
you
protege.
didn't
This is my squire duck.
want a pet.
Not a pet.
I
Companion.
think it's. I think you just made yourself a pet.
No, a
Oh my
comrade.
god, these images.
Wasn't
These
my
images are
intention.
spectacular.
A colleague.
A colleague.
I am
Colleague
not
duck.
calling the duck a colleague.
Well, clearly more than a pet. How many pets do you see can do that? Gesturing to the knife.
Most pets in hell can do that.
Yes. Most of them are much better knife skills.
Well, we can teach him.
Well, I won't be training it.
You got to feed it and clean up after yourself. I'm not
That's
helping
probably also a fair call because you also don't know how to use a knife.
Excuse you?
Am
Yeah,
I wrong?
Nope. Walking out, walking back, leaving.
We'll teach you at the same time.
Does Natalie have a fucking death wish today?
Oof.
Ooh, I'm gonna step up real close to Natalie, like do that thing where like you're trying to intimidate, but she's a lot taller than me, so just posturing, just I gutted a woman with a knife like 3 days ago, and I'm pretty sure I could do it again.
I think I think this is just me being chaotic. I think she would put 2 fingers out and she would touch a part of your stomach and just be like, "But you should have gone here."
Oh my god.
See, the problem is, this is all bluff.
And also, she's
And Natalie
smiling
knows
the
it.
whole time, like in a very genuine way too.
Are we making very intense eye contact right now?
I would imagine.
You never did tell me what was wrong with my eyes.
Well, I wasn't lying. They are very pretty.
Are we gonna kiss?
Maybe we should talk about this later without the crowd.
Fine.
I've been watching too much Fleabag in my head. Like Emmy just looked at the camera and was like,
Yeah. Okay. Whew. Yeah.
I have a
I'll...
boyfriend, Eminence.
Did you say that in character?
No, because I left. I'm
Nobody
not
is
even kidding. I
acknowledging
said
the
before,
sexual
our
tension
work
in the
here is
room right
done.
now.
Yeah, no, I'm gone.
Good.
Hey, I said it in a
Me and-
joking way. It's Natalie's
me and
way
my
of
dad.
joking. Making people feel like they can't use weapons.
Making me feel inadequate is just how I show love.
Yeah.
No, it's just me being like, yo, I'm better at doing this. Wow, that really, yeah, I've just
Yeah.
proven my own point.
Yeah. As it turns out, Eminence is super into that. So joke's on you.
This has devolved into, oh my god.
this does what every session does. It just goes off the rails. I was not expecting this episode to end with a battle duck, but here we are.
Yeah,
best
okay.
part.
I'm gonna step back, disengage, but I am angry. I'm just walking out of the room.
Mhm.
Natalie just feels like they had a good chat.
As you step out of the room with Natalie and your sister Oriana just ahead of you with a duck waddling through the grass, it is kind of funny because he is a duck, so in order to keep up, he's taking like these wide waddles, so his head is like bobbing a lot with the knife, catching the glint of the sun.
I cry.
I wish I knew how to animate shit.
Isn't there I feel like I've seen the gif of the duck with the knife waddling.
It probably exists. About 100 feet ahead of the three of you, you see 3 individuals. One of which you recognize as Gregory Redstream.
Go away.
And
Oh, I don't want to talk to him about my duck.
he is holding what looks like a snow globe in his hand, and he's looking at it, and then he looks up and sees the 3 of you walking out of Britain's Dredge, and that makes sense. All right, well, he kind of puts his snow globe away in a pouch and kind of motions to the other 2 and stops them and looks over at the 3 of you and says, sorry, you wouldn't happen to have come into any stones with strange properties, have you?
Today?
Today, yesterday, anytime recently.
I mean, are we talking like they taste weird? Or they're like really bright and colorful?
We did accidentally destroy a diamond a few days ago. I don't suppose that's what this is about.
No, we did that on purpose.
Yep, we're not. I'm going to pretend it was an accident.
Right.
Maybe it
Well,
was a
if
really
you
good
still
cut.
have if you still have any of the strange stone on you. I'm going to need to be taking that.
We do not, like, out of character. We don't have a weird rock.
No, we
Wait,
don't
we
have
do
a
have a
weird
weird rock.
rock.
Natalie has a weird rock. We're just assuming
Natalie
he's talking about space rock.
Natalie has a piece of space rock in her dagger too.
No, I think the dagger is made of space rock.
Either way, it's space rock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think that even she would put that together. That would even relate.
Yeah. No, at this point, I would just be pretending we have no idea what a weird rock is. Weird rock? What weird rock?
Yeah.
If he presses, I think Natalie would just be like, salt also can be a rock.
I love Natalie.
Strange property indeed.
You see he kneels down to the ground and with his hand, like scratches the dirt in a very unique pattern, like scratch, 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 scratch.
Does it look like magic?
Does it look
It does
like
not.
the pattern that Aery was carving everywhere?
It does not. He's just moving
Okay.
his hand back and forth in the dirt. And after a moment, you feel something kind of shuddering under the ground beneath you. And Natalie, directly underneath your feet, you feel the ground rumble as it suddenly kind of churns like an anthill, something coming up out of the ground. And as you sort of quickly take a step back, you see like this rough, brown, earthy, leathery skin start to emerge, and a single yellow eye flicks open and looks directly at you. And Gregory says, yeah, right. Well, Zorn here thinks you have it. So I would suggest you hand it over.
Is that that one?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Who were you again? And what right do you have to be demanding things?
My name is Gregory Redstream,
Yes, I was not asking your name.
and I am a sight walker of the Visionists of Alsum. And
Can
I'll
you
be
repeat that
taking
again specifically for my
anytime.
notes?
Feels like sight walkers would be part of Visionists, wouldn't they? Everything's so much about seeing. Anyway, how are you? Looks pretty squishy down there.
You're looking at the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The single eye just continues to stare at you, almost like hungrily.
You're gonna get like dirt in your eye if you just keep looking at, like, you're gonna blink like at all.
Natalie, maybe don't antagonize the ancient, ultra powerful dragon.
Do we know that's what it is? Do you
It is not the dragon. It is
Okay.
not red. It is
Oh,
brown.
okay. Maybe
What
don't antagonize the thing.
Hey,
That is-
I'm not antagonizing, I'm just asking questions.
do I recognize the name either Zorn or
Zorn.
Sightwalkers, Visionists of, and I missed that last word, but like
Make what is that? Nature?
ooh,
Nature, history, or arcana?
okay. We're going for history because that's my best. That's another 11, so that is 16.
16. Awesome. You know that Zorn are creatures native to the elemental plane of Earth. Zorn sniff out gemstones and precious metals and tunnel through the earth to consume those treasures. You know that they are very aggressive and very, very hardy. For creatures that survive on the elemental plane of Earth, they are tough to kill. there are a number of mines that exist in the Nine Hells that have had to have been closed because of Zorn infestations. They can move through Earth as if it were, and that makes them notoriously difficult to get rid of.
You know, though, if you were looking for cool rocks, we have seen some.
Right.
Do you know where we would be talking about? Maybe you've already been there.
Well, I don't elucidate.
Uh, is that another Vision reference?
Ah, I don't have time for this. I kill them. We'll take the dagger from their corpse, and the two guards pull out blades. Sorry, he says, "Kill them. We'll take the stone from their corpse." He doesn't know that it's a dagger.
All right.
The two guards pull out blades. He pulls out what looks like a magical casting focus and begins to slowly walk forward. We're going to go ahead and roll initiative. And actually, I think that's where we'll call today's session.
Damn, I was going to convince him to go down and meet a dragon. Would have got plenty of nice, cool rocks down there.
Still good.
Yeah, I'm afraid I need to keep the volume down this late at night. But y'all have a
Do you want
battle
us to roll initiative for next time, or we'll just start by rolling initiative?
Yeah, we'll do initiative next time. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess
sorry,
otherwise we'll
roll
probably
initiative.
forget. Hey.
Roll initiative now,
Okay.
and
Yeah, okay.
we'll just hop in next time.
Actually, I'll do it in D&D Beyond so
Ooh.
that it saves.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Are you sure you don't want to do it next week, and we'll just ignore what I just rolled?
Oh, I really hope I'm not going first because that was a decent roll.
Hey! I got a very decent roll as well.
Good.
Oh, it auto populates inside of the encounter builder. That's sick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, I'm happy to roll again. I got a
What'd you get,
3.
Oriana? 3?
3.
Perfect. Love it.
I'm really distracted by my duck.
Yeah, I got higher than you, Eminence. So you're good.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful. So that's it for this week's episode. Battle Duck acquired.
Oh, yeah. Battle Duck. Battle
Didn't-
Duck is about to fuck these guys up.
It didn't even need to use a master ball. Just straight up got him. When you were like, I want to wrap him in the red fabric, they were like, we haven't investigated it yet. Amazing. You've created a battle duck and given it the ability to teleport.
Hell yeah.
To be fair, didn't we wrestle him out of the cloak?
You did.
So-
You did. But you told him you would give it back to him if you were good.
True. Just gotta be good.
She did promise the duck.
Yes.
Well, look, there's a lot of fabric. We could possibly make the duck a smaller fabric, like a smaller cape out of it, and keep the large one.
cape. And your cape will just have like a little patch cut
Matching
out
capes.
of it.
Matching red battle capes. I love it. That's so good. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dee. I have been the Dungeon Master. If you want to find out more about me, click the link in the doobly-doo. It should just go to my Twitter. Yeah, I do Dungeons and Masters, Dungeons and Dragons, where I am the Dungeon Master here. Let's go ahead and do our round of goodbyes. We'll start with the sisters, Oriana.
I was just writing in my notes, can we make a little cape out of the big cape? Hi,
Also
I
distracted by duck.
am Maleficent. I did not intend to make a battle duck today, but I was like, I'd really like to keep that. Like, I don't want to spend all my level 5 spell slots on a duck man. So I'm just gonna try this new thing that I have. And I had no idea it was gonna turn out this way, and I'm so pleased. I am a streamer, I am a cosplayer, I make shit and I post it all over the internet when I'm not being lazy, when I actually make shit. It's hard to hide from. But that's what I do. And you can find me in the linkies and the thingy things. I'm gonna be thinking about ducks all week.
as am I.
Mhm.
Wonderful. Eminence.
Thanks, guys. I've been Nicole. I play Eminence, and this has been another episode of Awkward Conversations and Lucky Mistakes. That is what we do here, and it's great, and it's very
We take
fun.
those. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do anything else on the internet, so
Yeah.
come back next time I'm here so you can see my face. It is nowhere
Doc-
else, unless you dox me,
Docs
bitches.
me. Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to hear. Natalie.
Hi, I exist. I'm also on the internet. But I am actually on the internet. Please don't dox me. I do things that are quite cool. Don't know what they are right now, but I do them. I just got some new keychains. It's very important from the pre-orders. So basically, people helped me buy them so that I could sell them to everyone. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah, I think what Burrows is trying to say is very soon in their Etsy store you'll be able to buy keychains.
Yeah, that one.
So you should check that out.
Wonderful. Do we have a place to go to?
We do. Someone is doing the vortex? It looks like it's some kind of space that there are lots of mushrooms.
Interesting.
You'll know more when we get there. Is the important thing here.
Great.
Because it has a vibe that just saying mushrooms doesn't cover, but they're like Technicolor.
Technicolor mushrooms.
Yeah, we're with it.
Them's the good kind of mushrooms.
And yeah, computers and things. So that's fun. That would have also made more sense. But I don't explain things easily. I am actually truly just Natalie as a person. But yes, that's where we're going to go. Be nice. Doot doot.
Awesome.
When we go
Doot,
over
doot.
there.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We shall see you next week as we get our schedule locked down.
We will not see you next week.
No,
Yeah,
not next week.
unfortunately not.
Mother's
Yeah.
Day.
Yes.
What did Rove used to say? Say hi to your mum for me. Don't explain it.
Say hi to your mum for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
We'll do.
All right. So we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. But we appreciate your faces. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll see you then.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.